Hello Commanders, or soon to be Commanders. Today I'm going to show you the batch script that I use to launch Elite Dangerous so that I don't have to manually launch like a whole bunch of different programs. So let me just bring that up on screen and walk you through what it does. So I'll just get that so you can see all of the text. So first I'm starting the Virtual Here client. This is here, and what Virtual Here does is it allows me to access my HOTAS joystick and throttle remotely across the Wi-Fi network from my motion simulator. I have a separate video about that, which I'll link in the show notes. Then I start Sim Racing Studio, which is to control my Your VR motion simulator. Then the Elite Dangerous marker connector, and what that does is uploads pricing information and other things to multiple websites, including the Elite Discovery something network, EDSM, and ANARA. This also has a plugin for Spanch to help make it easier to plot routes between destinations. Then I start Voice Attack, which I use for voice-activated control of several features while I'm in Elite, and also gives additional voice feedback. And I'll cover this via my web browser in a minute in a bit more detail. Then I start Steam VR. I already have Steam running. It's part of my launch startup programs. And then finally I start Elite so that it's in Steam VR. All right, so let me walk through each of those programs. So first, Virtual Here, as I said, allows USB devices to be connected just as they were locally connected across the network. That's developed by a guy named Michael in Australia, which is where I'm from also, which is pretty cool. Then we have Sim Racing Studio. It's the software which works with a whole bunch of motion simulators, including the Your VR, which I use, and supports quite a few games. And most important of all for me is Elite Dangerous, so because that's the one I'm playing mostly at the moment. But yep, it's pretty cool. Makes life a lot easier using the Your because it's kind of a one-click solution to start everything up. So once that starts, all I have to do is just click the calibrate button. Then we have the Elite Dangerous marker connector. All of these links will be in the show notes, just remember. So third-party application for use with Frontier's Elite Dangerous. Facilitates supplying certain game data to, and in some cases retrieving it from websites and other tools. Then we have L3-37, which is a plugin for the EDMC, and that I'm primarily looking to use with the Spanch router, which is mentioned somewhere here, the plotter. So that'll let you define waypoints, and it copies them to clipboard so you can just paste it when you're searching for things. And then we have Voice Attack, which also works with EDDI. So Voice Attack I installed via Steam, and the one thing to note here is that I have my games on my D drive, so this path had to be changed to point to the D version of it for the installation. So yeah, EDDI says a whole bunch of useful information while I'm flying around in Elite. I'll put a snippet of video to explain that. And then we have the voice packs that I use with Voice Attack. So I have Astra from HCS Voice Packs and Ad Astra, which is a subscription-based sort of will continue to evolve voice pack. And then we have actual EDDI itself, which is a companion application, and this is the one that does the speaking part of the information coming from APIs that's not Ad Astra or Ad Astra, and I'll outline those properly. But basically you install this, you install the plugin into Voice Attack's folder as is described in the wiki, and then which is here, and then when you're playing the game you get all of that useful extra information. And in its settings, so we'll go to that now, and I won't be able to show too much of it just because it has API keys, but so you can set up things like how to say your commander's name. So for me, it's construct, and I had to type it in weird ways to get it to sound right. And then you have a whole bunch of other settings, crime. These ones here are talking to different APIs. Galnet monitor, so it can read articles automatically, which I mean to try out, so I'll enable that. NR is another API one. It tells you what materials, missions, your ship status, etc. You can set up voice commands specifically targeting EDDI and set your text to voice speed and voice style, etc. And then
15 new Galnet articles have been published, including
so there you go.
The first is entitled Imperial Senator Visits Marlinist Colonies. The second is
So there we go, that's reading out Galnet news, and you don't even need Elite loaded to hear that news.
entitled Empire Attacks Neo-Marlinist Faction. The next is entitled Federal Congress Grants Emergency Surveillance Powers. The next is entitled Jasmine Halsey Becomes Federal Ambassador.
So if I turn that off, does it stop?
The next is entitled Medicines
No.
Delivered for Starport Bombing Survivors. The last is entitled Marlinists Reject Accusations of Terrorist Links. The audio recordings.
Alright, I'm just going to exit it because that's annoying. But anyway, that's the meat of this video. I'll have a link file to where you can access the batch file, and then you would just remove the bits for VR if you're not using VR, and links to all of the other websites in the show notes. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. See you soon.